We can solve many problems by looking at product design. We're good at that. We produce some of the world's best designers. The thing that we miss is how to engage the consumer or the customer, or even the citizen, as I like to call them, in the product through better service design. So let's not treat them like someone that just buys your stuff and then moves on, but let's treat them like someone that will come back and you'll have a relationship, financial and maybe emotional.
We're looking at the first part of the design process, and if we look at what we call the double design diamond, which is to first of all explore what the problem is, and then to define what the problem is in terms of creating a problem frame which you can then use to develop a solution, and then finally deliver that solution to a client or somebody who wants to make it into a reality.
They've looked at products and now they're out talking to consumers, to people on the streets, trying to work out how we design a service around a product.
So we got a mobile phone.
You get a new phone, you look forward to getting a new phone, and it's kind of something that you are happy to get rid of, and you don't really care where it goes. It's more about, you know, getting a new phone and getting that new kind of service, basically.
We actually went into O2 and Vodafone. We got turned away at Vodafone. And Katie found that one store we went into, they knew they had a recycling program, but they didn't know what it was, they didn't know the details. So it was just interesting to see the different levels of awareness amongst the employees.
Because they don't care about what happens to it, they want something back if they're actually going to give something.
We were talking with this one fellow and I said, so, you know, if they offered it a recycling program, would you give the phone to them? And he was like, well, not unless I got a money incentive, because I'm not going to just give them my phone and then they're going to go make money off recycling it, and I'm just giving them money. And I was thinking, okay. You know.
So we know that service design is a multiplier. We know that it's an amplifier that will enable you to have a deeper, longer lasting relationship with your customer stroke citizen.
I've just got a job at Unilever, and I now work for their design team working on circular economy. So yeah, the stuff we've been working on here is trying to figure out a leasing model for shoes, but in the previous session we realised people don't want to get second-hand shoes. That's not going to work, so how can you get a leasing model? So we're trying to think of how we can create a shoe platform that allows you to keep like changing the fashion of your shoe, but certain parts will stay the same. So the sole will last a lot longer than the fabric, as does fashion changes. Like with the Nike Flyknit, the patterns change quite a lot, but it costs lots of money. So if you can reduce that cost for somebody, but they can change the top part, the more aesthetic part of the shoe more often, but the company can get something back from that and create a lot of loop backs through that. That's our idea.
So our aim is how do we sort of refurbish the older or the models of phone that are good to use and provide a secondary market for people who are ready to buy second-hand phones.
Looking at the smartphone market, the smartphone market is just travelling so fast, and to try to get on this fast-moving conveyor and say what's going to happen in the future and what we're going to look out for is quite difficult.
It looks as though it's going to be a modular unit.
Everything is supposed to be biological, sustainable, recyclable.
Well, creativity can be applied very well at the beginning of life and the end of life, and we reward a lot of designers for what they produce. We'll be rewarding them for the quality of what they do about end of life.
We're coming from the financial industry, and so it's not so much about product design for us. It's about maybe kind of the service design, but also how can we, as marketers or designers within a financial institution or corporation, how can we take this process and and apply it to that environment?
As a trustee of the RSA, it's important to me to know that the work of the RSA on the Great Recovery is actually bearing fruit and is doing really good things, and I'm pleased to say that today I've found just that.